Hello, and today we're going to be doing a review of LEGO Star Wars set 75389, the Dark Falcon. The Dark Falcon was released in 2024 as part of the Rebuild the Galaxy sub-theme. It retailed for about $180, although myself and I feel like everybody else was probably able to secure it for more $140 to $150. It has been consistently on sale, as far as I'm aware, for the majority of its time here on shelves. It is 1,579 pieces and comes with 6 incredible minifigures. The minifigures included in this set are going to be Beach Luke, Jedi Vader, Bounty Hunter C-3PO, Darth Dev, Darth Jar Jar, and Darth Rey. So for me, this is an incredible minifigure lineup. I think the chance to get this list of unique characters is something that no one really thought we were going to have the chance to see. And for that price point, getting 6 really solid characters, which doesn't feel like any sort of filler characters, is a great budget. Beach Luke, to me, is probably the weakest of them, just because I like having the cool capes and the lightsabers and accessories for everybody, although it is a fun add-on, especially if you've watched the Rebuild the Galaxy show. He does play a much bigger part in that than it feels like he does in this set. Redeemed Vader, or Jedi Vader, is probably my favorite character. I just think it is a very cool, very unique take. An all-white Vader, all the color printing, the arm printing, the leg printing, the cape, the helmet, everything being really dialed in. That is really special to me, and definitely my favorite character in this entire set. Bounty Hunter C-3PO just has his black arm and red eyes, otherwise a relatively standard C-3PO. And then Darth Dev is unique to the Rebuild the Galaxy show. He plays a decent role. It's cool to have him if you watch the show. I do recommend you watch Rebuild the Galaxy. It's just, as of now, there's 2 seasons, and each season is 4 20-minute episodes, so you can watch all of Rebuild the Galaxy in the span of it takes to watch a movie, and I think it adds a lot of context to what's been a really unique line of Rebuild the Galaxy sets that we've been able to get. Darth Jar Jar is probably the fan favorite. Obviously, it's been a meme in the internet for years and years and years, and to get him as an official LEGO character is very special. The double-bladed lightsaber is always cool, but just a very special character to reward the fans with for waiting this long. And then Darth Rey with her interesting double-sided lightsaber that folds up into the binocular piece they chose to use here. She does come with the skinnier cape, which I'm not really sure at this point whether I like the skinnier cape versus the standard wide cape, but nice to get some variety, and again, 6 really solid minifigures to get for a set that comes at this price point. In terms of the actual set, it is a pretty substantial build. It's pretty much just a recoloring of the older play-scale Millennium Falcon, although I think that is the driving factor on why we actually got this set to begin with. They did not have to put a lot of labor and time into crafting a new play-scale Millennium Falcon from scratch. They just took their old one that was a good size and came with a decent interior, recolored it all, and were able to pump out some unique ships like this for this Rebuild the Galaxy line. So you're not getting necessarily that new of a build and any really new techniques, apart from some changes on the interior and some exterior changes. But for the most part, it's the same style and technique, but that's probably the driving factor on why we're able to get such a good ship at a really decent price point with the minifigure lineup that we got. So unique aspects of this ship that I really enjoy are going to be all of the recoloring that they did. So even the cockpit piece being the dark red with the black printing is really cool. They easily could have probably just done the normal cockpit piece and gotten away with it, but it does feel like they did all of their due diligence swapping all the colors. I appreciate the radar dish being transformed into the Death Star Ray. I think that's a very cool, unique take on it, and you see it used in the show to some pretty successful adventures, so that's a very unique aspect. Otherwise, everything is recolored, including the vibrant red exhaust. It just doesn't seem like they skipped any parts in color swapping and making this fit in the new universe that it takes place in. Now, just like the earlier playscale version, this ship is able to open up and really get inside and play with the interior aspect of it all. All of these top panels open up for the most part to really give you some deep access into all of the rooms that they were able to put in. There's a couple empty spaces sort of up for your imagination. There's a bedroom, there's a throne for Jar, there's a game room with some new printed pieces on there to play the video game version of HoloChess, and so much more. They were able to blend in spring-loaded shooters into the front of it. They were able to still add the gunner seats for the top and rear cannons, and Though it's a tight squeeze, you can fit 2 minifigures up in the cockpit. Overall, I'm really happy that I picked up this set. I think it's such a cool staple piece to have, and if you're going to be getting the Rebuild the Galaxy sets, this is a huge anchor set to structure the other ones around it. I think, honestly, for a lot of the minifigures and just the playability alone, this is worth that on sale price point without a doubt of about $140. $180 at the time of release probably would have been a little steep for what I feel like I would have gotten out of it, but for $140, I'm more than happy to spend that. Like I said, tons of play aspects. These are the hidden stud shooters up here that you just push down inside the top ports here on these, and they launch out. There's the Death Star ray we talked about. The top gunner swivels and actually opens up as a hatch, and they were able to include the 2 gunner seats, so you can put 2 minifigures in and actually load them in to the top section here and have them be the top and rear gunners. So in terms of size, sometimes sets have a really big problem with not including enough space for all the minifigures they include, or including way too much space and only giving you 2 or 3 minifigures. I think this gives you a really good middle ground in a lot of unique, cool named characters and a lot of space to display and use them in. One of my only big gripes with this is that the greebling feels really minimal on this. There's some stickered pieces and a few little bits and pieces here and there, and they were able to recolor big sections by just using different pieces that are printed and just different colored slopes. But for the most part, it's a little lackluster in terms of the greebling. Whether that's a design choice, that this is a sleek Sith ship instead of the cobbled together smuggler ship, is unknown to me at this time. I always really like the detailed greebling that they're able to do on play scale size ships like this. I think you're still able to incorporate a decent amount and little bits of hints that they thought about it here and there, but it's just not that much. Maybe that's a piece count issue that they were running into, or just didn't want to take the time to do all of that, but I would have appreciated a lot cooler red and black and gray greeblings here on the top. So I think this is a really fun play scale Millennium Falcon to get for the price point, and you get a lot of unique, probably never to be seen again minifigures in it. The Rebuild the Galaxy line has been giving us a lot of cool variations and characters and alien species and builds that we wouldn't normally see, and I'm hoping that these sets sell well and show LEGO that they should continue pushing more unique ships, different builds, things like that to give us a little more variety. So Rebuild the Galaxy, Dark Falcon, I highly recommend, and hopefully you guys are adding these to your current lineups. So let me know if you guys purchased this set or not, and if you think the minifigures or the build are the better part of this set. For me, I'm pretty equally happy with both, but it's really hard to beat the Jedi Vader minifig that you get out of this. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.